Yo, what is going on, everybody?
Whoa!
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
How come you always have to sound like you just got stabbed in the stomach?
Well, I can't sound normal.
Just, what's going on, guys?
It's not always like that, but it's around that realm somewhere usually. But
It's like you got a spear through your gut, and you're still trying to do the intro.
That's how I need to imagine it next time. Just like, oh, what's going on, everybody?
That's how you already sound like that.
Well, when we left off, we were over here pestering Courtney and the Warden over here because we were like, she did it, and then she's saying that Doggin did it because of all this blackmail and stuff, which could be likely. And I had my whole theory thing then the last part on with the whole chess being actually a way of him controlling his dogs on the outside. But we'll see if that holds any water or not, and we'll continue to press on with this, because is it necessary to press her further on this? Is that the question that we left off on?
Yeah.
Is it necessary to press her further? Of course.
There's no need for that.
Judge Courtney, my questioning isn't over yet. I'm sure the goddess of law isn't satisfied yet either.
You mean to badger this woman further?
Even if she was threatened by Dogan, this does not prove she was not the culprit in this case. She was able to use the supply route to transport Knightley's body.
Do you have any evidence to support this?
The body gave off a sweet scent, the scent of perfume that was used to signify delivery. Can you explain this fact?
Oh, of course. Since I have made so many deliveries, the scent would have lingered around the well. The body was moved through the well, the scent would have transferred to it. Mr. Elbert also testified to this fact.
Yes, if for some reason that will give off a nice scent. You gotta get a rocky her.
What?
A nice scent. So I'm trying to get into like the...
I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet like candy.
The lingering scent in the well would of course be picked up by anything passing through.
No.
The defense rests, I see. In that case, court is adjourned.
No.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything we can do?
What should I do? Is this as far as I can go? Is it over already?
You didn't do anything. Yes, Sebastian, it is.
Yes, I did. I'm the best. I do everything. The best.
And now court is officially adjourned.
No.
Hold it.
It was probably Ray. I mean, it is his client after all.
Who was that?
Granted, I didn't hear a voice, but this time, well, he doesn't say, he did an objection last time. Yeah. It's not nice you would adjourn things just like that, Courtney Pie. Mr. Shields.
Are you objecting to the court adjourning?
Of course not. I ain't got no objection or anything like that. Go ahead and adjourn court. Do whatever you like.
Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Shields?
Whoa there. Calm down, Kay. Who wants some chocolate? Huh?
Is this a joke?
Huh? I get it. No one takes candy from strangers. I get it. I get it. You have to excuse me. I just have one tiny request to make.
I took candy from a stranger today.
Oh, dear.
A lady gave it to me as thanks for cleaning the shopping carts. I was like,
yay.
Oh, peanut M&Ms. I forgot I have them. Anyways.
So sweet.
Yeah, right?
Anyways, hopefully they're not poison.
They're not.
All right.
I wiped them down just in case.
As 7 Keys attorney.
I did. I went in the break room and I wiped it down with sanitizer.
I can
That's
understand
right.
that.
You're the defense attorney in charge of this case, aren't you?
Exactly. Did you all forget? I mean, it's so mean. I mean, it's not like I haven't done anything so far, and Edgeworth has been one literally like pulling, like if I'm the owner and Edgeworth is dog on leash, he's the dog that's just running too far forward and you're trying to hold on. Like, whoa, doggy, hold on there. It's a metaphor.
What's Kay, the cat?
I didn't. She's a stray cat that just follows by, like.
Yeah. That's accurate. But you just left everything to Mr. Edgeworth and didn't do anything at all.
Yes, that's right. That's why I thought I'd do my job a bit.
That's right. Do your job? That hardly sounds like you at all.
It's to prepare for the trial. I'd like to ask the warden a few questions.
Surely you jest. What more would you expect to hear from her?
Well, Miss Warden, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the culprit.
My thoughts.
Uncle Ray believes that Simon is not the culprit. Seems that Miss Warden also suspects someone other than Simon. I'd like to hear you out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what's Mr. Shields up to?
He's trying to lure Warden Roland into testifying. Why was the supply route used to transport the body? I'd say it was to pin the crime on Duggan.
That's what you
Dogan.
say, yeah. Ah, I see.
If he committed a murder here, it would be transferred to another prison. He would be transferred to another prison, one with tighter security.
And that would get rid of the troublemaker.
Exactly. She wouldn't pass up a chance like that. Hey, hold on a sec. I'll come beside Simon. What do you mean? Simon was the one I was supposed to prosecute. Exactly. So wouldn't it be better if the best also listen to what she has to say?
Amazing, Mr. Shields. You managed to drag Mr. DeBest into this too. Warden Roland, is this acceptable? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. You understand a woman's heart.
Thank you,
Oh, yeah.
mademoiselle.
I forgot she kissed you.
Yeah?
Actually, I thought this over. I'd like to tell you my thoughts. You let me speak, won't you, Justine, darling? Of course, you may speak. Mr. Shields, awesome!
Whew. That was a close shave. Thank you, Mr. Shields. No, I'm still
That was
leaving
a
the rest
weird-
of you.
Thank you, Mr. Shields. You mean thank you, Mr. Shields?
Well, they said it slow, so I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Shields.
No, I'm still leaving the rest of you. No.
Oh no, don't bring him
Remember
back.
what I said? The defense attorney never gives up.
In orange.
The fate of our client rests on our shoulders, after all. It'd be uncool if Uncle Ray didn't put that into practice. Now then, Miles, it's your turn to show up. To show you'll never give up.
It's your turn to show up.
I thought he was gonna say show off. I don't know why, but he always shows off in the first
He
place.
does.
Right.
Totally unprovoked. Well then, will you listen to my story?
No.
Oh. And scene. My story.
Such a cute fox. Oh my god, I just want
It
to
is
snuggle
cute.
it to death.
The little beady eyes. How does she get it to stay there all the time?
I don't know. Maybe it's a puppet. This is sometimes she just works it.
A puppet that twitches its ear and licks her face?
It's all part of the puppeteering.
Stop with their crazy game theories. I believe that the culprit in this case could have only been Dogan. I have no idea what transpired between Dogan and the victim. It simply could have been that Dogan was displeased with him. In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. Probably had a dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case.
Hmm.
The victim, Mr. Knightley, was it? I think it was a truly terrible thing.
Taking a man's life, you mean?
That's how you'd go about saying it, isn't it? If only I'd been more vigilant, his death would have not happened. So I want to clear up his regrets. Warden Roland, how considerate. I'm sure Mr. Knightley in heaven is overflowing with gratitude.
He's not up there. Are you kidding me? Is gratitude really what Knightley feels?
He's not in heaven.
All
He
right.
killed a man.
Put a gun against his head.
Well, not really.
Put a gun against his briefcase. Boom. All right, so leave that rolling. That dog is the only could have done. You seem very confident of that. How can you be so sure?
The children of this home are all good little boys and girls. Believe in yourself, believe in your friends, and believe in me and the gods. There's no way any of these hardworking children could have committed a murder.
Quite an emotional reason. Makes sense coming from someone like her.
Someone like her. Oh God!
Oh, my
Only
goodness.
Dogan would be capable of something like that.
That is absolutely horrifying.
Wow.
Moving on from that frame. No idea what transpired between Dogan and the victim.
We hadn't seen that before.
Knightley was being held in the detention center, and Dogan was in the prison. They couldn't make any contact. Don't you think that would have prevented trouble?
The prison is quite confined, right? There are many ways for them to meet.
Knightley was murdered days before he would have been sentenced to prison. Surely there weren't many ways a meeting could have occurred.
Even without a direct meeting, Dogan can still cause trouble, mark my words.
Something could have been that Dogan was displeased with them. About chess.
Yeah?
What could Knightley have done in the detention center to displease him? Oh, goodness.
Pardon me, that was just an example. You don't have to take it so seriously. Didn't I already say that I have no idea what transpired between them? Nevertheless, you certainly are a serious one, Edgeworth, yeah.
What's this? That piercing gaze.
Always standing straight and stiff. Very nice looking, very clever, my dear. Think I'm about to become your biggest fan.
Nah.
Mr. Edgeworth, stay focused. It's just a flesh wound.
Right. Is this some form of psychological warfare?
Was that a reference
I don't know.
to Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Maybe. You've
Just a
seen that
flesh
way more.
wound.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Your arm's off. No, it isn't. I've had worse.
And he's just a little stub with the head.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'll bite your legs off. Okay, sorry.
All right. In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. I'd like to hear your thoughts about the circumstances surrounding the murder.
Well, I suppose it was a simple job. During his booking, I learned that the victim had some kind of injury to his neck. He couldn't turn his neck to the right. I remember him saying something like that.
Booking. That's the process one undergoes for being locked up in the detention center.
Book him.
Sounds like you don't really know a lot about Knightley.
I only know a little. In any case, he would have been an easy target for Dogan. Perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard. The victim wouldn't even have a chance to scream.
I see. Your opinion will be a very valuable reference. Could you add those last statements to your testimony?
Oh, you're making me blush. You're so cute.
Stop.
I'm just kidding. I'll continue.
No, I am cute. Fuck you.
Mr. Edgeworth, what?
Perhaps use the chisel.
You're remembering what your boyfriend
Chest-
told you.
Stop! Alright, the chisel and the chessboard. So this is the new one we have. I think we'll go with the chessboard.
The thing that the victim brought with him. It seemed like he really enjoyed playing chess. How could I have guessed that chisel would be hidden inside it?
The chisel and the chessboard. That fact is only known by a select few people.
Uh-huh.
This was the answer we arrived at from our reasoning after all. So then why does she know about this?
In Dogan's hands, even the chisel is enough to be used as a lethal weapon.
Alright, then just... Well, only a few people knew about this chessboard. Warden Roland. You certainly are sharp-witted.
Hey, enough with the titles. Call me Patty. Patty.
However, there's something you were a little too knowledgeable about.
Embarrassed. You're such an inexperienced child, Edgeworth, dear.
Oh, I have experience already. I mean,
I knew it. Fight on, Mr. Edgeworth.
you said you didn't really know much about Knightley. If that's the case, how did you know about the chisel inside the chessboard?
Oh, of course, at the entrance check.
Oh, no. Enough with the poor excuses. The entrance check. The chessboard wasn't something Knightley brought with him. It was brought to him later by Mr. Keyes. He didn't even have it when he arrived here.
That's...
The
the licking. My mistake. I meant the parcel check.
Even if we assume that, there are still many suspicious points. Why wasn't such a chisel immediately confiscated? Oh goodness, what was that? Judge Courtney, did you tell anyone about...
It was her, quote, fur bristling.
Yeah, I was just there's many animations still that we had never seen before from her.
Like an animal, she was bristling.
Did you tell anyone about the trick to this chessboard?
Like a scared cat. I did not.
It's so fucking cute. I can't stop looking at
It's
it.
a little fox.
Okay. If no information about our investigation was leaked, then how did you find out? You could not have examined this during the entrance check or parcel check.
Certainly, someone in the warden's position would never have let a chisel slip by.
Exactly. So, answer this, Warden Roland. When and how did you learn about the chessboard secret? Okay. In that case, I shall answer for you. It is because...
I give up, Edgeworth, dear. It is as you say.
Huh?
I interrogated Knightley. That's how I learned about the chessboard. But please believe me, I didn't kill anyone.
No, I've only heard that a million times.
Enough. It would appear that we have uncovered some vital information. I'll ask you to testify once more, if that's all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
No objections here.
Thank you, Edgeworth, dear. I'll do my best. Stop doing that.
His tongue's covered in your sweat.
Well then, Warden Roland, I trust there will be no lies from here on out.
Her pool of lies is slowly running dry. Soon I will bring out her true nature.
I'm scared of her true nature.
I don't even want to know what
We've
it
seen
is.
glimpses of it.
Yeah?
Story part 2. I wouldn't go so far as to call it an interrogation.
Don't call it, come back!
I always make sure to talk to all the new arrivals. Mr. Knightley, yes, we had a little chat. After our talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you.
She's piling lies on top of lies, not realizing it only tightens the noose around her neck.
You speak with the new prisoners, you say? That's right, I'm glad you understand.
Your testimony is not solid evidence. It requires more than just understanding.
Well then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay. Master Part 2 rebuttal. Going as far as to call an interrogation. No, I just want you to hurry your ass up. Here we go. Hold it. You're certain you interrogated him the day before the show?
Yes, around 3 a.m. on the 27th.
3 at night. That matches the time of death on Knightley's autopsy report. You summoned him that late at night and he wasn't asleep?
Well, a guard was attacked in Knightley's cell, remember? After that incident, we checked his cell and inquired about the circumstances. I'm sure all that excitement made it hard to sleep. Knightley was wide awake, you know.
So even though it was highly irregular, you still carried out this late night interrogation.
Edgeworth, dear, you're so mean. It may have been irregular, but the truth is I had him moved. You can call it what you like, it still doesn't change the facts.
Please excuse him. I'll give my incompetent apprentice a good scolding later. But for now, mademoiselle, what did you mean when you said you had him moved?
I thought it was obvious, monsieur. I spoke to him in my office.
Her office, the route she used to move Knightley's body. Please add that statement to your testimony.
Of course.
Around 10 a.m. on the day before the show, the victim was brought into my office. And where's your office located exactly?
You know, that sign in the detention center hallway.
You mean the one that says no entry?
Yes, it's just a short walk up that aisle, about 5 minutes from the cell block.
I've heard that room exits into the courtyard.
Of course, that's the side of the court. That side of the courtyard is my private garden. Oh, I get it. You're going to say I used that route to move the body.
Indeed, you must have been able to use it, if you used that route.
Oh. For now, that is merely a possibility. There's no decisive evidence to support it.
But there's no other way the body could have been moved. Oh,
Again.
here we go.
Surely you haven't forgotten my theory that Simon Keyes dropped the body in the well?
That's right. That's right. What she said. Just shut the hell up, kid. Let the adults speak, okay? Pursuing this point further would be hazardous. Alright, let's make sure I'm talking to arrivals. But around 3 a.m. on the day before the show, well, you know what? 3 a.m. is where's this autopsy report? Where's this? It's here somewhere. Is that it?
I think it's the folder. Yeah.
Autopsy report.
It's
because
always in a folder.
he died somewhere around 3 a.m. So that's bad
3 a.m.
news
to 6 a.m.
for you. That's not it.
Never mind.
I thought that's where they were going with that because Edgeworth
Something
had said
strange
that.
about it.
Yes, this evidence.
Ooh.
No, her glare is terrifying. I'll have to think things over a little more before jumping to conclusions. Alright, I'll just keep going for a little bit and see if we get anything new, perhaps. What did you talk about?
What indeed? It was just trifling conversation. What kind of animals he liked, what his hobbies were, that sort of thing.
Hobbies, I assume you mentioned chess?
Oh yes, that's all Knightley would ever talk about. Now that I think about it, the note he had in his room probably had something to do with chess too.
So Warden Roland saw Knightley's note. Yes, we had a little chat. Giggity.
We had a little chat.
And what was Knightley like during the interrogation? If you know what I mean.
Stop, what are you doing? You're making no sense. There's no double meanings that you're attaching things to.
Let me have some fun.
He was very honest.
Mr. Knightley was.
Honest, pal?
He wasn't honest to us. He lied like hell.
He also talked about a croissant and some kind of promo.
And Poseidon and chess piece promotions, I presume.
Oh my god.
Looks like he was his usual chess-loving self.
Poor Edge was like, damn.
And yeah,
I
after a
wanted
dog,
to
he
play
went
chess with
right back to his cell. Sure. If he really returned to his cell, there's no way he would be a corpse now.
Croissant sounds so good. I know you're suggesting that I killed him during the interrogation, but
Croissants are good.
they are. I couldn't possibly have had a motive to kill Knightley, could I? Dogan was the only one I hated. He had no connection with the victim.
She only hated Dogan. Please add that statement to your testimony. That's what we needed.
Dogan was the one I hated, and he had no connection with the victim.
Well, I'm going to get you on that one in a second. The only one you hated was Dogan. Am I correct?
Yes, threatening me and doing whatever he wants in this prison.
That is still terrifying.
That man, I will never forgive him. I will do whatever it takes to corner him.
Still terrifying.
And his
Oh my
black
God.
dog, too. They aren't fit to live in my home.
Oh my god, that dog
Oh God.
is zooming and thumbing. Oh my god.
Stop calling it a dog. It's
Er,
a fox.
Fox. My bad.
What kind of dog looks like that? What kind of dog has a tail that's as long as its own body?
I don't know. I guess I just wish that was a dog so I could own it.
I mean, you can own a fox, but you have to have a special license, and it depends on what
Exactly.
state you're in.
Exactly. She's brimming with hostility even towards Dogan's dog. At first glance, it would seem she has no motive for killing Knightley. However, her hostility extends to anyone connected to Dogan. If I consider that, the answer will naturally follow. She tats with the criminals. The Warden sure is easy going, sir. Easy going? She killed one of the criminals, you know. Since the guy was handcuffed, it would have been a pretty one-sided affair. Warden Roland has to be the killer. I have faith in my reasoning so far. So, it went all the way around. Okay, going over here, had a little chat after talking to the shell, don't know if anyone connected, had no connection. Well, where's the... Boom. Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what you picked. I wasn't looking.
It was the correspondence chess note
Oh,
paper.
yeah.
Judge Courtney, I'd like you to have a look at this.
It looks like a record of a chess game. Is there something wrong with it?
It was discovered in the victim's cell. It was Knightley's memo. Warden Roland, you also discovered this note in the very same place. And not just in Knightley's cell, but in Dogan's too, correct?
Oh. What are you?
Don't say that you don't know about the chessboard in the special cell. That's so fucking wild.
Her fur
Oh,
coat
man.
bristles along with the fox's fur bristles.
Yeah. After all, you would have kept an eye on Dogan's actions down to the smallest details. No, to be more precise, it wasn't Dogan that you needed to keep an eye on.
The warden was searching for Mr. Dogan's henchman.
From the start, I found it strange that the warden interrogated the prisoners personally, since he used his henchmen to threaten harm to her family. Warden Roland interrogated Dogan to expose them.
So, what are you saying?
As you inspected Dogan's mail, you must have known that he played correspondence chess. And then Knightley appeared, with a chess memo in hand. We deduced that he and Dogan were connected. You must have arrived at the same conclusion as well. However, you went one step too far in your reasoning. You thought Knightley was one of Dogan's henchmen, who had come to kill you. So that's why you interrogated Knightley boy. the boss won't crack, go after his henchmen. In addition, you discovered something when you were interrogating him. Inside his chessboard, you found a portable chisel.
The murder weapon.
To Warden Roland, the chisel was a symbol of Dogen. And that was the final straw. You believed Knightley was one of Dogen's henchmen and you killed him.
That's not too far from your theory.
Yeah. Seems there'll be no rebuttal. Judge Courtney, your verdict.
I'm scared.
And we're gonna get her verdict next time.
I'm scared to get the verdict. I'm scared of whatever she's gonna interrupt with the scary faces. Scary animal lady. Oh God.
Well, no, Judge Courtney is the one that we're getting.
No,
the
I
verdict
know,
from.
but when
you're
you
just
know,
worried about
when the whole objection or hold it, whatever, what's gonna happen?
well, we're gonna find out next time.
If anything, you never
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna go down next time. It's gonna go.
It's been
down.
building up to something crazy.